Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. If this is your first time here, thank you. Today we're going to cook one of my favorite Haitian dishes, Diri Djon Djon. Let's get to cooking. The island nation of Haiti is the most populous nation in the Caribbean, and one of its most popular rice dishes is Diri Djon Djon. The ingredients that we'll be using today will be onions, green onions, parsley in a bunch, some habanero pepper, cloves, thyme. We'll also be using some minced garlic, pat of butter. The green epis we'll be using on our shrimp. The brown epis is going into our rice. We'll also include sweet peas, coconut milk, and the star of this dish, black mushroom, Djon Djon. Djon Djon or black mushroom is found in the northern half of Haiti. We'll also use some long grain rice. For our seasonings, we'll be using honey sriracha, Tony CREOLE seasoning, garlic salt, ginger lemon sriracha, and of course, salt and pepper. We'll also be using half of this Maggie Cube for seasoning. This black Maggie Cube is mostly used for coloring. Sometimes if you don't have dense black mushroom, the rice tends to be grayish, so we use this. So now we're going to combine all our seasoning. We're going to put about a half a teaspoon of each. We're going to put about a teaspoon though of that sriracha just to give it some texture, and actually just a half a teaspoon of salt and probably a tablespoon of pepper. And then we're going to mix that all up. Here we're adding about 2 cups of rice. We're going to make sure we wash the starch off, run it under some water until the water is clear. Then we're going to set it aside, let it dry so that we can toast it later. We're going to peel and wash our shrimp. Make sure all that crud gets off of there. So we're going to remove any excess water on there so that we can get our 8-piece marinade onto it. And of course, always wash your hand between processes. So now we're going to add this piece on here and kind of combine it all together. Mix it, make sure every shrimp is covered. So here I'm adding about 3.5 cups of water. And then I'm going to be adding 2 cups of the Djon Djon. Let that sit in there for about 5 minutes. Then I'm going to turn the stove on to about medium high, just so that we can infuse the Djon Djon to the liquid. Here it's been simmering for about 15 minutes. I'm going to let that liquid cool down a bit before I strain it. I'm looking to get at least 3 cups of the liquid Djon Djon to add to my 1 cup of coconut milk, so that I have 4 total cups of the liquid that I'll be using with the rice. You want a 2-to-1 ratio. I'm going to soften the onions up, get them sauteed and softened. Then I'm going to add about 2 tablespoons of minced garlic. Get them nice and sauteed in there. Then we're going to add our dark epis. Get that browning. Get that cooked up a little bit. And then goes our sweet peas. People make Maggie Djon Djon with sweet peas or lima beans. I chose sweet peas this time. So I'm adding about 2 cups of rice to the pot. And I'm gonna get them nice and toasty. So my vegetables are done. I'm gonna move them to the side. Roast my rice one last time, add the vegetables, kind of give it a nice stir, combine everything. And then I'll be adding in about 3 cups of the liquid from the Djon Djon. And there I added a bunch of parsley and added the habanero pepper with the cloves put into it. I also added a cup of coconut milk. We'll let that boil. And that's how the rice looks, but it's not finished yet. I'm gonna go ahead and saute some shrimp. I like to get a nice little coloring on my shrimp. Again, I'm always into layers of texture. So I don't want to overcook the shrimp because they can get rubbery, but I want to make sure that it's high enough heat where it's getting a nice little caramelization. Once I'm done caramelizing, I'm gonna add them to the rice. So now I'm combining everything in the rice. Let's see what we're dealing with. I'm lucky nobody's mama's here, because it's a slap your mama dinner right here, baby. Hit that notification bell. I'll be dropping the video at least once a week. If you have any suggestions on any future cooks, leave them in the comment box below. If you got any input on what I should have put in or take out, leave it in the comments below. I promise I'll get back to you. Until then, we'll see you next time. Mm.